Reduce this fraction to simplest form. And so here we have this fraction. We have 2 times p to the third power multiplied by q to the fourth power multiplied by r raised to the power of 0, all divided by 7 times p to the fifth power multiplied by q to the power of -2. Here, what we're going to do is, notice that we have these two terms. These two terms have p in it. In these two terms, the base of these two terms are p. So the base of these two terms are p. So p is the base of this term, and p is the base of this term. Now, whenever you have two terms and the base are the same, and you are dividing these two terms, you have to subtract the powers. And so we have to say 3 minus 5, and that's what we did here. So we have p to the power of 3 minus 5, because whenever you have two terms that have the same base and you are dividing them, you have to subtract the powers. So we have 3 minus 5. The same thing is true for q. We have two terms that have the same base, which is q, and we have to subtract the power. So we have 4 minus -2. So we have 4 minus -2, okay? And so that's what we have q raised to the power of. Q is raised to the power of 4 minus -2. Then we have r to the power of 0, and we have it all over. We have this all over 7. Next, we say, okay, well, what is r to the power of 0? Well, r to the power of 0 is 1, so this is going to be multiplied by 1. So this whole expression is going to be multiplied by 1. And if we multiply it by 1, it's still itself. Okay, because notice that r to the power of 0, well, that's 1. Now, what we're going to do is we say, okay, well, what is 3 minus 5? Well, 3 minus 5 is definitely -2. So we have p to the power of -2, because 3 minus 5 is -2. Then we have a negative times a negative, and a negative times a negative is a positive. And so we have q to the power of 4 plus 2, and 4 plus 2 is definitely 6. So we have q to the power of 6, p to the power of -2, and we have to multiply by 2 all over 7. And so what we have here is this is our final answer. We have 2 times p to the power of -2 times q to the power of 6 all over 7. And this is our final answer here.